All right, everybody. Welcome to a brand new episode of Tacos en Europa. I am Jorge.
My name is Edgar.
And man, we're here. Not at the best mood, but I mean, it's still not over. But man, what a bad way to begin, man. Like this is a very important match that we just had against Honduras. It's not just a Molero. It's not just the Nations League. It's not just to finally get revenge against the U.S. in the final if we get there. It's for the Copa America, man. This
Yes.
matters. This is to cement ourselves in the world of football by having a great Copa America, by competing, by being like the best version of ourselves that we can. And we started off on the wrong foot, man. So let me ask you, man. Probably the most important question I can ask you today. What the hell happened, bro?
Yeah, what the hell happened? That's the right question because we lose 0-2 against Honduras in Tegucigalpa. That's a great name of this
Beautiful name.
town to
Beautiful
say.
name.
And I mean, I was expecting the game to be way different. I was expecting Honduras to play a 5-4-1 and just like leaving their side and playing a really fucked up pitch,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't like that at all. The 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 field, for starters, was almost perfect, like
Yeah.
a little bit over water, but almost perfect. So Mexico could play with the ball. We usually don't play with the ball when we go to Honduras, El Salvador. They make us play in really ugly pitches, and this
Mm-hmm.
wasn't it. And Honduras overplayed us like the whole game completely. I don't know what was the setup. I'm not sure even how to read why we were so missing from the midfield, why Edson was playing so far back with the center backs, why or fullbacks were playing so forward and so like uninvolved.
Yeah.
The the thing is, the whole plan was like ineffective since the beginning, and I'm not sure how to even like form the the concept of how do you fix whatever went wrong in this game.
Yeah, man. I think it's just like the lack of creativity at the top. Like you said, like when you start depending on your fullbacks to give you all the width, to give you all the creation,
Yes.
like that's never good. I mean, yeah, you have a team like maybe Tuchel's Chelsea back when he was over there, like he
Yeah.
really was good with that. But it was like those are like world class fullbacks, man. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah, we
completely
ain't got
different.
to do some of those.
We got someone that barely plays in Portugal. I'm not dissing. I'm just saying how it is. Someone that barely plays in Portugal, and then somebody in Monterrey who's had a good season, but in a team that has been injured for most of the tournament. To be honest with you,
Yeah,
and
and even I wouldn't say he has had a good season.
mhm.
Like
So
even that far, we can push it.
and then to ask that extra of those players, I think it's a little much, to ask
Yeah.
them that much. Other than that, I think the only thing I would say is like I sound like a broken record, man. But there's Orbelin on the wing. Like I don't want
Yes.
it, man. I don't want it.
Yeah, I will like beginning to talk about this. I will say uh, there's two things we need to talk about what didn't work in this game. One is the width with Mexico attack.
Hmm.
That was Orbelin and Lozano playing, going inside and leaving the fullbacks, the wings,
Hmm.
and it just didn't work. And to be fair, it almost never does. Or wing or fullbacks aren't great. When Gallardo is in good form, the left can work, but Jorge Sanchez can throw a cross for his life.
No.
And that's the thing. And that's why Orbelin was missing completely. And I mean, Orbelin on the wing, I don't feel it works. But Orbelin on the right wing, it absolutely doesn't work. It has never worked.
Yeah, like you try to keep
And
Lozano on his preferred position, but then we talked about
yes,
it back before. Like now you're like hurting the right side, and then they put in Antuna in the second half, and then we were a little better, but it just
yes.
wasn't there. It wasn't there.
And I want to get to talking about what players we played on the field and why I think the starting 11 was a wrong choice.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to talk about before. Mexico was soft as fuck this game. Like, I'm beginning to think they forgot how to play in a hostile environment. Like, I'm sure the most hostile stadium they have played in the last year is Azteca.
Against themselves.
How like soft they have become.
Yeah.
They're not used to not being the home stadium.
And also, like, it's good to bring up another throwback comment that we talked about a while back. It's that these CONCACAF teams, man, like, they're getting better. Like, these CONCACAF teams aren't like the same pushovers as before. Like Honduras, like they came to get the win at home because they know that it's possible, and they got it, man. A 2-0 comfortable lead that, and I'm gonna say, you can clip me if you want. I don't care. I know we're gonna turn around. We're gonna go to the Azteca. We're gonna score 2 goals, overtime, and get the third. I know it's gonna happen, but it's just like, why did we allow ourselves to put ourselves in that position in the first place when we could have just used that second leg to experiment a little bit, to try out some youngsters, to be comfortable? And now we gotta play. Now we gotta play.
It was. I feel this failure of a game. It all comes down to mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if the setup is wrong, even if Jimmy's plan is not the best, man for man, we are better. We have better players in better form, in better like technical abilities. They should be better, but they just like they're soft in the mind, like they couldn't allow, they couldn't stop the quicksand. Like you start sinking and you start fighting against it and just sinking.
I think it's also the 11, man. Like, if there was ever a game to try out the 2 6s and a 10, it was right here. Like, you want to just add that attacking power. You want to attack Honduras. They were attacking you back until they scored the goal. That's when they started calling back. But they were coming at us. And
hell, I'll argue we did. Only the 2 6s
with an actual 10. You know what I mean?
Like, you get me one of those.
Cordoba hasn't been on here, man. And Cordoba's been doing fine with Tigres.
I mean,
Berlin, you're putting him on the wing once again. You know what I mean? Like, you could have actually tried to put your best weapons out, like the most offensive players in the most offensive positions, and we didn't try that.
Even I get not trying to go overboard with the offensive, because you are playing like as the visit, so you can play this like safer game. Maybe in Azteca you go all out, but
he has to.
Even then, how do you allow 2 goals to go in? And we haven't talked about it, and it's very important. Mexico lost their starting keeper and their captain in the 20th minute.
Yeah,
that's important. That's, you could argue, the beginning of the mentality failure from Mexico. Like, oh, they lost their captain, they lost the leader, they lost their minds. You know.
Yeah, but I mean, let's go ahead and just start individually ranking these guys out, man. To get on to the next one, Memo Ochoa came out with an injury.
Yeah, he is the only one I can't fault for anything. Like, he wasn't there.
Replaced by Malagon in the 22nd. What do you give him?
Yes. Ochoa is like, I mean,
Malagon.
Malagon. Oof, yeah. No, Malagon is.
We have
failure.
Now the defense: Jorge Sanders at the right, Cesar Montes center back, Johan Vasquez left center back, Gallardo left fullback. What do we give these guys?
I mean, how do you want to grade them? Because Malagon allowed two goals, one of which you can't fault him all that much, but the whole defense was terrible. I was saying Johan Vasquez was playing really well, like really, really well, and then he was covering the guy that scored the second goal.
Yeah, it was right.
So that's the only thing I didn't like from him. But even then, I mean,
also that challenge for the yellow was pretty That was pretty bad.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't see it that much. But, okay.
That shit was crazy. What do you mean? I was all man, bro. Like
It's okay. You have to hit them a little bit sometimes.
a little bit. That's crazy.
A little bit.
Yeah, but nothing really special here, man. Like let's go up to the midfield. Eric Sanchez, Edson Alvarez, and Luis Romo. What are we giving these guys?
I mean, Edson was really trying, and you know how hot-headed Edson can get. He tries too much. He tries to dribble the ball too much. I feel he gets like heartbroken from his teammates. Like, oh, I'm gonna give you the ball and you're just gonna mess it up. And he tries to dribble. Like, oh no, I'll do it myself.
I'll mess up for you.
Yeah,
you're gonna get toasted on social media.
Yes, he's like a little short. You know, like he's almost there with these plays with these dribbles. He's almost gets them, but then loses the ball.
Yeah.
And I mean, I will say he wasn't terrible. I think Sanchez was the better in the midfield, and I think Romo was a spectacular failure in setup from Jimmy. Like he was invisible.
Mm-hmm. The whole game. Up at the top, Irving Lozano, Santi Jimenez, and Orbelin Pineda. I think it's safe to say there's nothing good to say out here.
Yeah, not even Lozano, who usually creates something from nothing. He wasn't there at all. The only player in the attack that tried something was Antuna.
We come back to it, man. We come back to it.
I mean, he always tries something. He creates space. He creates plays. I mean, then he throws like the worst cross you have seen in your life, but he does.
Yeah.
I mean, Lozano didn't even get to that.
I think he got what, like two or three free kicks in the area?
Yeah,
I think he got there and he was literally fine, but he made it to the area.
I think he was the Mexican player with most touches in the like final box from Honduras. That's how like incisive he can be in the attack, but alas, it didn't work.
Yeah. We had so Antuna we talked about, Chavez, Jimenez, and Julian Quiñones coming in as subs as well.
Yeah, Quiñones was playing midfield. I don't even blame him for anything. He was just at the end there, like poor bastard. They threw him to the wolves.
And he came in like he came in. He was like trying to hype everybody up. I like the energy. Obviously, nothing to praise game wise, but I appreciate the energy. I appreciate the extra boost that he came in with. And when he came in, we did kind of reach the final a little more, also because of the tactics and stuff like that. But no goals, man. No goals today.
No, and that's gonna bite us in the ass because there's a away goal rule in this setup. So if we win 3-1 in Azteca, Honduras passes to the semifinals.
Oh, like if they score, yeah. The global has to be 3-2.
The global has to be 3 goals ahead.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough.
But all right, man. What's your plan for the away legs? Since we're talking about it already.
I mean, my plan will be keep the center backs. I mean, maybe change Sanchez in the right because he might have been the worst defender in the game today. We didn't like rate him one by one because they were all terrible.
Araujo's there, man.
I would have
put him on this one.
I mean, I get why he does play Sanchez because it's continuation. You know, like Sanchez has been fine with the team, especially against Germany. But I mean, so soft, man.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know what's changed because I mean I could tell you the same cliche things, but I know he's not gonna do those. Like I know we're not playing that with the 10, you know, with the Orbelin there. I know he wants him as a winger. He said in an interview that he wanted Quiñones to play as a false 9 behind the 9. So It's definitely not anything that we expect in the podcast. I think it's going to be something different, something that he's going to come up with. Hopefully it works. We do need the 3 goals, and let's do what we did against Saudi Arabia, man. Where what we should have done the whole World Cup, where we went and we wanted to get the goal. So hopefully it comes out in the second leg.
I mean, if I were to give the setup, I will put Edson and two like further attacking players, like
Just go all out.
either Chavez and Cordova or Chavez and Sanchez. Even those two together are fine, but you need the wingers, like proper wingers,
Mhm.
like Lozano and maybe Huerta or Antuna again.
And that's where Araujo fits too, because he's been giving you more defensive load.
Even so, yeah. And I mean, the one I wouldn't change is Gallardo because Arteaga is even worse.
Yeah, yeah. No. Yeah, we're I praise him a lot, but I'm not gonna come out here and say that he's gonna give you more defensive action than Gallardo.
The thing is, if Ochoa doesn't come back, do you keep Malagon or do you put in Toño?
I don't think it matters. I really don't think it matters. Like if it's not Memo, just put whoever you got, man. Put one of the auxiliares, bro. Like who cares, man? Somebody the same age, like at this point, it's just like you just gotta throw Johan Vasquez and Cesar Montes to lock in and then help the man out.
I mean, if I could, I would just clone Johan Basket and play him in the 5 position in the defense, like two fullbacks Johans and 2 center backs Johans, and maybe even as the keeper.
That could work, but maybe as a keeper, give me a 6 too, man. Whatever. But yeah, that'd be something there, man. But all right, man, let's go ahead and close it up. Let's talk about real quick before we head out. We also had a World Cup game, man. The U17 Mexico national team played against Venezuela in a heartbreaking 2-2 tie. We actually went up 2-1 we did a remontada against them. We went up 2-1 after being 1 down, and our keeper made a silly mistake. When they had a red card, they were playing with 10 men, and he concedes a penalty. After that, they tie us 2-2, and that's how the game ends. So what's going on here is that we do have a match. When you play this, it's already going to be played. It's going to be played in the morning. What we have to do is we have
like 3 hours or something like that.
Yeah, 3-4 more hours. And what happens now is we have to beat New Zealand in order to get to the next round. And as long as we get a win, we will move on. Nothing wrong with that. Just talk about real quick about the game. I think we did pretty decent, after the 10th men. When they had 11 men, bro, they were kicking us around. I really think this Venezuela team is really nice. They were lined up very, very well, and they were making us look terrible.
And I don't agree with that. What was making us look terrible is the coach. Chabran sucks, man. I mean,
yeah, you gotta put some respect on Venezuela, man. They've been playing against New Zealand too.
I just want to be like especially critical. I don't think he works for the youth. Both tournaments we have seen from him coaching youth teams for Mexico have been terrible. Yeah, and we like the talent. It's just like the setup, the tactics doesn't work.
Yeah, man. I mean, to me, I'm gonna just go ahead and copy paste what I said from the last game. But my most popular things are Jordan Carrillo, Estefano Carrillo. Sorry. I think he's going to be a great night, man. I hope he keeps going. And I think he should have trusted Alvarez a little bit more on the right. We're literally playing with Barajas on the right, and every single play was going down that side. Second half, he moved him to the left, take out Alvarez, and then every play was going to the left. So he was putting in more stock in Barajas than in Alvarez. And I think the couple of times that Alvarez had the ball, he was doing really good with it. I think if we trust him a little more, I think we could unlock some stuff there.
I mean, I think maybe he missed out on the preseason because Alvarez was with Feyenoord. Maybe that's it, but I don't get why.
It's promising too. I understand like what the noise is about.
Oh no, the whole attacking setup is the best part. Yeah,
but
I will not Lomeli even then, but he for some reason he broke them out, and they're not playing the 4-2-3-1.
Yeah, he just changed it at the last minute, like during the World Cup. He's like, you know what? Let's try something new. See what happens. But I think I get the hype around Barajas, but I just what I don't get is putting all your stocks in that side when you could play with both. You know what I mean?
I get the setup you're trying to say, but I mean, I'm checked out. Like it doesn't matter. I'm not enjoying watching that team. That's how much I dislike the coach.
I will have to see. Should we take that second spot? We would play against Argentina. I mean, the third spot we would play against Argentina. Should we take the second spot? I think we go against. I forgot who, but it would be way easier. We got that second spot. But all right, guys, we're running out of time. We'll go ahead and see you guys on the next Mexico game at the Azteca versus Honduras. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the U17 World Cup. Do not miss it. We are here to give you a review of every single thing in Mexican football because this is what the podcast is about at the end of the day, to get into these FIFA dates. But all right, man, anything else you want to add before we close?
So soft, man.
So soft.
Yes.
All right, guys, we'll see you guys in a little bit.